What's up, YouTube? This is Eric Kelly, aka the Tech Gentleman, bringing you guys another video. So we're in the South, Alabama specifically, and fall decided to show up. So it's finally here, actually getting some cool weather. Trees are changing and whatnot. Quite nice outside. Definitely a nice change of pace from the heat wave we've been having, which we're still kind of suffering from. We're in the stage 4 drought. Yesterday, it took me 4 hours to get home because the highway was on fire. So hopefully we can get that fixed. If they need some help, holler at me. I got water bottles on deck. Every little bit helps. But just kind of taking a break at work. I don't smoke, but I said I'm going to take a non-smoke break, just because it's not fair that people who smoke get to take an extra hour worth of breaks just because they got a bad habit. But anyway, just want to talk to you guys about things that's been going on this past week, specifically the possible impact that Donald Trump being president might have on tech. I know that anybody in their right mind would feel like Donald Trump and tech don't even belong in the same sentence. But, the president's, opinion on certain topics actually can work either for or against the advancement of technology and just our future. So say internet regulations, standards and things like that. Those policies actually are influenced by the president, his literacy of those topics, and how he feels about them. A couple of highly legal things we have coming up that are tech related, like AT&T trying to buy Time Warner, which has the potential to cause a lot of issues, especially if you're a cord cutter, because every cord cutter's dream is for more and more content to become available outside of, cable providers. But if deals like that are allowed to go through, where you have a cable provider who actually buys the content creators, and then they can lock that content away behind their services. So in order to get certain channels, in order to access certain content, you have to be a subscriber. They want to create that exclusivity, just like AT&T did with the iPhone. That's like the iPhone literally catapulted AT&T to their status as second largest network in the country. But it's kind of hard to tell right now. Donald Trump really has been an enigma as far as trying to pin down just exactly what his stance is on a lot of things, but specifically technology. I know that he was, kind of against Apple in their most recent kind of foray with the FBI and the whole deal with unlocking the cell phone. But, he's just inexperienced in that area. Hopefully, as he gets more information, he'll make less dumb comments and decisions. But who knows? Overall, I don't have very high expectations out of him because he's starting out in the negative with zero experience at the most difficult job in the country. So, just thought I'd kind of comment in and weigh in on this, give you guys a nice little view on what I'm looking at here. And also, I don't know, man. I just want to talk about these hacks that have been going on as well. In the past couple of weeks, we've had, some DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service attacks. And normally they wouldn't be as big of a deal, but the attackers are using IoT or Internet of Things devices to execute these attacks. If you don't know what Internet of Things devices are, basically they're all the little gadgets and gizmos around your house that connect to the internet but they aren't. But you don't have any way of directly controlling them. So you can install antivirus on them. You can install, anti-malware on them. You can't do a virus scan on them. They're basically like just closed systems that just talk to the internet. And there are things like your toaster, your refrigerator, your coffee maker, your washing machine, um, your Nest thermostat, everything that connects to the internet that isn't a PC or a gaming console or something like that. So attackers are using those devices to actually, they're installing bots on them, and once they have the bots running on these devices, which are poorly secured, they can actually control the devices. They can tell them which IPs to hit, and IPs are servers on the internet. So a couple of weeks ago, they took down the Dyn DNS server, which actually is the DNS provider for a lot of major websites. If you notice, Twitter and some other big sites went down. And the reason why these types of attacks worry us, one, is because it allows them to indirectly attack those sites. So Twitter is used to handling large amounts of traffic. They produce, terabytes of data a day. But if I don't have to attack Twitter directly to take them down, I can just basically attack the bridge to Twitter. Then I don't have to deal with Twitter's defenses. Like maybe Twitter is a little bit better defended. But if I can attack the road to Twitter that everybody takes, then you achieve the same effect, which is unless you knew any of the IP addresses that Twitter was using, you couldn't contact Twitter. Because what DNS does, it actually translates the IP address to a name. So twitter.com translated to 192.168 or whatever the IP is. It handles that for you, so you don't have to remember those. But yeah, so that's something that I'm just kind of been thinking about. National security, cybersecurity. That is my arena. That's what I work in, and I think that Donald Trump being president will have a negative impact. One, because pretty much anyone who wishes ill will on the United States knows that Donald Trump is ignorant in that arena. He has zero experience. And also, any professionals who actually have experience in national security don't want to work with him. No one wants to be in charge of security for an administration that everybody affects to be terrible at security. You don't want to tie your name to an endeavor like that. So I definitely understand why a lot of national security professionals are turning down Donald Trump left and right, saying they don't want to work with him because he has never demonstrated any understanding of national security. Because security it's not just tools and military and guns. Like, that's old. Like, that's not what security is anymore. Security is it's social engineering. It's how people feel about you. It's it's a lot more nuanced and social than just having the technology or the controls or the policies in place. And Donald Trump has no understanding of that aspect of security at all. You can have all the controls in place, but if you piss off the right person and they have the key and they decide to give it to somebody because they wish ill will on you, then you fail. Employee morale. That's why people care so much about employee morale. They're supposed to. Especially you don't want the person that handles your money. Like, you don't want the guy that's in charge of the money at the bank to be mad and struggling to pay his bills. You don't want those kind of problems. You want him to be happy. You want him to be taken care of. You want his ends meeting, because the odds of him being compromised or, persuaded to do something, that's not in your best interest would be a lot lower if he's happy. But Donald Trump doesn't care about that. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how things are moving forward. I definitely think that our stability, security-wise, just went down, especially with all the country is literally divided right down the middle, and people are passionate and angry. And you can have a conversation with anybody, a Hillary supporter, a Trump supporter, If you're a Trump supporter and somebody brings up Hillary, they get mad. They get angry. They attack Hillary like she's a part of your family, like it's supposed to hurt you personally. And the same goes for Hillary supporters, even though they're not as just blind as Trump supporters. But people feel passionately. Basically, people are passionate about Trump either way it goes. There are people that are passionately for Trump, and there are people that are passionately against Trump. And right now, the country is divided, and everybody knows that you're at your weakest when you are divided, when you have internal rifts. And other countries know this. ISIS knows this. So I think that, whatever we do, moving forward, I think this will be a lesson and sort of like a pivoting point that people kind of, people take and see what happens and use it moving forward. The way I look at it, we had to go through 8 years of George Bush to get Barack Obama. Hopefully it didn't take 8 years of Trump, but on the other side of Trump has to be something better. That's all I can hope for at this point. But till next time, just wanted to holler at you guys. Hadn't talked to you this week. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Happy Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans that have fought to protect our freedom, not our ability to dictate to other people what freedom should look like, but true freedom, which is exercising your rights under the Constitution, whether that's the right to protest, whether that is the right to be unhappy with the way things are and voice that opinion. Shout out to those guys, because that's what they really fought for. They didn't fight so that you have to salute a flag or say an anthem. They didn't fight for symbols and traditions. They fought for true freedom. But like I said, I'm signing off. Till next time, guys. Peace.